Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. As the first week of Battle for Zendikar spoilers comes to an end, we close it out with a bang. There is a whole other week of spoilers next week, but let's focus on what's right in front of us, shall we? Today we're looking at a decent amount of constructed playable cards. Yeah, I think you'll be excited. I hope you enjoy, and if you do that like button, look at it. It deserves some love. It looks lonely. Just a thought. Exert Influence is 4 colorless and 1 blue for a sorcery with Converge. Gain control of target creature if its power is less than or equal to the number of colors spent to cast Exert Influence. So basically you need to use a ton of colors to cast this to get anything huge. You run a 2-color deck in Limited, you get something with 2 power, you get it. Converge forces this card to be 5 mana, which is fine, more so meant for Commander. I'd still play this in Limited, it's a sorcery. Most control magic cards are enchantments, making them vulnerable to removal, not this thing. You straight up gain control of that creature. Enchantment removal won't save your opponent this time. A lot of people are ragging on this card, but I don't think they should be. It's a powerful ability in the right deck, just like a lot of these cards, especially the ones with Converge. Prism Network is 4 colorless and 1 blue for an enchantment with Converge. It enters the battlefield with Hedron counters equal to the number of colors spent to cast it. Remove a Hedron counter from the network to tap target creature. You can also pay 1 of every color to scry 3. Okay, am I the only one who thinks this card is just, it's really, really weird? Alright, obviously they're trying to push 5 colors for Limited, sure, but what does this do? Does anyone know? I'm so confused. I have nothing of substance to say about this. What? Transgress the Mind is 1 colorless and 1 black for a sorcery with Devoid. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a card from it with converted mana cost 3 or greater and exile that card. This is not Inquisition of Kozilek. I know, I'm upset too. But it's still very, very good. It does a few things most discard spells don't do. First, it doesn't discriminate by card type. It'll take anything at 3 mana or higher. That's good. Second, it exiles the card, gets rid of it permanently. That's what you want. There are still plenty of graveyard shenanigans to be had in the upcoming standard season. Exiling is strong. Transgress the Mind, while being 1 more mana than you want it to be, is justified in its increased cost. The card is very, very good. Standard staple for sure. It wouldn't be a Magic set without a Mythic Phoenix, so here you go. Akum Firebird is 2 colorless and 2 red for a 3/3 Phoenix with flying and haste that attacks each turn if able. It also has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 4 colorless and 2 red. If you do, return the Firebird from your graveyard to the battlefield. We've seen a lot of bad Moltres in the past, but this one is definitely one of the better ones. 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer with haste is relatively efficient. That 3 toughness is good to have. The landfall trigger is alright, really expensive, but it's still upside. If you play this, it'll mainly be because it's a 4 mana 3/3 flyer with haste. Nothing super special, but it's a mythic because it's gross and limited. That potentially endless recursion is a nightmare to deal with for sure. From Beyond is 3 colorless and 1 green for an enchantment with Devoid. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion token onto the battlefield. You can also pay 1 colorless and 1 green to sacrifice From Beyond to search your library for an Eldrazi card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Holy crap, Awakening Zone / Bitter Blossom / Sterling Grove all in 1 card. Sure, it's more expensive than those cards, but you're getting free 1/1s that ramp you every single turn, and you can even use this to tutor for whichever Eldrazi you want. I love this card. In any kind of ramp deck or slow deck, or just any strategy with something like Evolutionary Leap in it, this thing's bonkers, so good. Definitely worthy of consideration in Standard for sure. Do not underestimate a card like this. If the game doesn't end fast, this just screams value. So much value. Sylvan Scrying is back. Yup, that's a $5 uncommon reprint, I'll take it. Not to mention that the card is ridiculously powerful by itself. Granted, it isn't the ramp we were looking for, Farseek, Rampant Growth, etc. It's still so good. I think most players will be happy with the Scrying as a reprint. You want to go get your 1-of Full Art Flooded Strand? You go ahead, you just do that. You're going to sack it anyways, but still, value. Brutal Expulsion is 2 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 red for an instant with Devoid. Choose 1 or both. Return target spell or creature to its owner's hand, and/or Brutal Expulsion deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that permanent would be put into a graveyard this turn, exile it instead. A Venser Shaper Savant trigger with a Magma Spray attached to it? Heck yes. All of the yes. The best part about this card is that by returning the spell to its owner's hand, you aren't even countering it, so you can use this on uncounterable cards. The value and flexibility here are unreal, almost like an is it command of sorts. This is certainly constructed playable. The versatility is too good to ignore. That 2 damage also exiles creatures and walkers if they die. Great against Den Protector strategies. Oh, the card is so brutal. Just sign me up right now. March from the Tomb is 3 colorless, 1 white, and 1 black for a sorcery. Return any number of target ally creature cards with total converted mana cost 8 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And Mardu allies has to be a thing now, right? A mass resurrection spell at 5 mana, are you joking? If they print 1 ally that gives your team haste, just 1 ally, crap's about to go off the rails. This card is a ticking time bomb. Think of all the rally triggers. So many rally triggers. We've seen Rally the Ancestors do stupid things. What about Rally the Allies? Just 1 ally that grants haste. Just 1. And this deck becomes very, very stupid. Ally players, take this card and, I don't know, get a room. I can't imagine how excited you are right now. I did say we were going to look at some playables today, didn't I? You got to admit these are very, very good cards. Brutal Expulsion is downright crazy. The new Awakening Zone, super good, and that Mass Ally Res, hold me back. Battle for Zendikar is looking so good. Which of these cards do you like the most? Do you like the direction the set is going in general? Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Battle for Zendikar spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Wow.